We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get sushi after Monday Night Raw?
Good evening from Swansea, South Wales, wrestling fans. This weekend, AEW Full Gear 2025 takes place, and it is an absolutely stacked card. As you guys can see from the matches along the side here, we've had to have 9 of them, right? I had to create a new graphic for this because that is how many matches there were. But I'm really excited for us to get into our predictions for Full Gear today. But before we do, I have to introduce today's panel, and let's kick things off with Desmond. How are you today, Des?
I'm doing good. I was talking to my buddy last week. I said on this day last year, I was already on the bus to New Jersey to see Full Gear, which I know some people didn't really like online. I thought it was a really fun show, but 1 year later, we're back in New Jersey. We have a really fun card, a lot of matches I'm excited for, so I'm excited to get into it.
Absolutely. It is going to be a very fun show, as will this, hopefully, today. Fernando says that he is very pumped for it. Fernando is also saying happy Friday to you as well. And Zach is saying happy National Gingerbread Cookie Day. That is an unreal type of cookie, no doubt about it. And Numero 1 has a song in the comments about predictions. However, for once, Numero 1, I'm not going to be able to sing it because I've been a little unwell the last couple of days. I no-sold it. I kicked out after 1 day. I'm back. I didn't put it over. You can call me the Austin Aries of the flu. But my voice isn't 100% yet, so I don't want to be singing just in case, because I do want to try and keep it for 40 minutes on this show. But also joining us today, we have Ant U. How are you, Ant University?
Man, what's going on, guys? So I specifically requested to be on this show because even though I may not be the biggest fan of AEW weekly broadcasts, but they know how to put on a PLE. So I'm excited for Full Gear. There's a bunch of great matches, and I can't wait to break them down with you guys.
Absolutely. It is going to be a fun card. There is no denying that. So without further ado, let's get into our predictions for AEW Full Gear 2025. Let's kick things off with Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. Statlander defending the AEW Women's Championship against Moné. Now, Moné has fought for this championship before when Toni Storm was champion, and she lost. And I predict, and I know this is going to be a big prediction, but I think Moné is going to lose again. And the reasoning for that is very simple, and that is that this isn't a double championship match. I think if Moné was going to win, the way that they set this match up when they both held those titles up before, I think it would have been a double title match. But because it's not, Des, I don't think there's going to be a title change here. I think Stat will retain.
So last year, these two had a fantastic match. I was very critical of Mercedes Moné when she first came into AEW, but after seeing Statlander and Moné tear it down, it was such an amazing crowd. What an atmosphere it was to be there live. I disagree though, Ben. I'm going to take Mercedes Moné winning the AEW Women's Championship. I feel like her downfall will start at World's End, but I think that she'll get the trilogy win over Chris.
Wow, okay. So we are disagreeing. You do think that she will be 15-belt Moné, holding that AEW Women's Championship as well. My question for you, Ant U, is who are you siding with? Me or Des? Who will walk out Women's Champion?
So I really think when Moné wins the AEW Women's Championship, she's not going to have all the other belts, and it's just going to be focused on the main belt. So I don't foresee Mercedes Moné winning this match on the show tomorrow. I love the fact that they have her doing all this stuff with the belts and stuff, but I think it's going to be a downfall where she starts losing those, and then she wins the Women's World Championship. So now I got to go with you, Ben. I'm going Chris Statlander tomorrow.
Well, there we are. We are on the same page. But Des, I do want to go a little bit further into what you said there, because so you think that if Monet is going to win, why wouldn't this be a double title match? Is my question for you.
Honestly, that's a good question. To be completely for real with you guys, every time Chris and Mercedes have fought each other, I've picked Chris, and I've gone 0-2. So honestly, I'm just like, you know what? It's inevitable. I'm going to just shift to Monet.
You're going 0-3.
You're probably right, honestly. I honestly wouldn't hate it too, because Chris, she needs that big win over Mercedes Monet. Monet is such a proven competitor, and having Statlander, someone who's been in the company for a long time, getting the win over Mercedes Monet, it puts her in the same tier as someone like Toni Storm.
Well, Shard agrees as well. Shard says you're going 0-3. The story is she can't win the big one. And I do agree there too, because I think where this is going to go to another match between Monet and Statlander. But the difference is this time it will be title for title. And then Monet will lose. She'll lose the TBS Championship to Statlander, and all the belts will come undone one by one, like Aunt You said. And look, I mean, Numero One disagrees, though. He says Monet will be winning the AEW Women's Championship. She's going to keep on holding the title until she gets to 50 titles. I want to see all these random people hold her titles.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be the whole state of America at this point. 50 belts? They're going to have someone from each state holding a belt. It's going to be great.
They need to do that.
I want to see Mercedes Monet come down like John Cena did when he was at WrestleMania and he had all the Cenas come down.
Yeah, all the belts.
Oh, that would be the best.
Oh, I need that to happen now. I really, really do. But Fernando says Stat will finish her story against Monet. But up next, guys, we need to move on, because we need to move on to talk about another championship match, a TNT championship match. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I believe if Mark Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family. And for that point, I mean, I think that kind of makes this quite predictable. I do think Mark Briscoe has to win, and I think this is a terrible, terrible decision. I like Mark Briscoe. I don't think he needs a belt right now. Kyle Fletcher is the future of this business, the future of AEW. And right now, I think he should have a long reign, a long and dominant reign with that TNT championship. I understand a lot of heels are holding a lot of the mid-card championships, but even still, I think Fletcher needs to be holding gold right now. And Mark Briscoe, very simply put, he doesn't. But Ant, I'll send it to you first this time. What is your prediction?
So this has the ringings of when Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whichever one you want to call him, had to join the Wyatts. So I think Briscoe's losing this, and he's going to become a part of the Don Callis family, and they're going to treat him bad, and we're going to get a great rise up story from Briscoe.
Do you know what? If that ends up happening, I will love it. I'd be all for that. And I do honestly actually think, now you've said that, that's what I want them to do. I'm completely sold on the idea, but the reason why I don't think that will happen is they've just spent tons of money on this conglomeration video package where they've done these new graphics, this new like American comedy type entrance for them. Surely they wouldn't have spent all that for them to break up, or for the main character in that video to be out of it after a couple of weeks.
Sure they would.
Yeah.
I hope
I think they would.
Really? So Des, are you agreeing with Aunt Hugh here?
I am. The fact that he brought up Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts, man, I'll never forget that. And I was actually going to spin it to that angle because I see something very similar happening where Mark Briscoe breaks the Don Callis family from inside.
Wow, indeed. It would be a fun story. And again, like I said, Mark Briscoe, I don't think is somebody who needs a championship belt, but he is somebody who can tell great stories. And for him to be in that position, it would be hilarious every single week. I mean, we talk about the conglomeration having a theme and an entrance video, which is a bit like a comedy show in America, a sitcom. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
like that would actually be a sitcom. Don Callis family with Mark Briscoe in it. But Fernando says the same thing. Shard says he's got Fletcher winning as well because it would be good television. But Numero One agrees with me that Mark Briscoe will be winning the TNT Championship thanks to an accidental assist from Don Callis, leading to a four-way between Kyle Okada, Takeshita, and Josh Alexander at Winter is Coming. That's a heck of a call and a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. But that match, I think, would be a classic. I mean, could you see that happening?
I definitely could see that happening. I think that would be. It's just. I love how in the Ariel Helwani interview that Tony Khan said that they're going to start getting into more storylines, and he talked about that specifically. So I think there's something big coming after.
I hope so. I hope so. I really, really do. But up next, let's talk about the $1 million six-man tag team match. I hate this gimmick. I think it's so silly. But in this one example, I think it works because the Young Bucks, they need money and they got an opportunity to get some money. They will be teaming up with Josh Alexander to take on Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. But unfortunately for the Don Callis family, I think this is going to go wrong. Very, very wrong. Because I do predict that the Young Bucks are going to actually just not help Josh Alexander at the end of the match. And they're not going to beat up Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega will get the win. And we'll start to see the Elite being reformed. Des, what's your take on this one?
I'm with you on this one. We agree because I feel like Kenny and Jurassic Express are going to win. It's going to be a scenario where probably Josh Alexander and Don Callis family, they're going to hold up Omega, right? And they're going to tell him, hit the BTE trigger, hit it. They're going to hesitate, and it's ultimately going to lead to their downfall where Kenny and the boys get the W.
There we have it. For the first time, Des, on this show, we are on the same page. But Ant, what is your prediction?
Make it 3 for 3, man. Because definitely, you don't bring Kenny Omega back like this just to have him lose the match. So I'm going, Kenny Omega and that team are definitely winning. I love the Young Bucks, but they're not going to take out Kenny. Too much history there.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Elite back together again. But my one issue with this is if they do it, Omega. Like the last time that the Elite team together, they were feuding against Don Callis and Don Callis' guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don Callis, they've now been apart for like 3 years. They're coming back together, or maybe 2 years. They're coming back together again, and Kenny Omega is still feuding with Don Callis.
Right.
Time with a flat circle.
Ends.
Yeah, it never ends.
But I do agree with Shard. I am looking forward to it. Numero One says Josh and the Young Bucks will win $1 million, but Young Bucks will get turned on by the Don Callis family, leading to the Young Bucks going away with nothing, which leads to yet another money match. It's money match after money match after money match.
How much money match?
But up next, let's talk about the AEW Tag Team Championships, because personally, I believe this is the hardest match on the card to predict right now. Because on one hand, I love Brodito. I think they could and should hold the tag titles for a lot longer. On the other hand, I think with the story they're telling, FTR are going to win these belts because I do think we are going to be heading towards them facing Cope and Christian for them. So my prediction is FTR, but Ant, what is yours?
And I can never bet against Brodito. Like every time I've been on one of these and Brodito has a match, I got to give it to him, and they haven't let me down yet. So I'm going Brodito for the win.
A big call for what would be a huge retain. But Des, what's your call?
I do want to say, out of all the matches on this card, this I feel like is going to be match of the night. And just like Ant, you said, I'm with you. I can't pick against Brodito. At All In, I said it as a joke, like, oh, Brodito's going to win. And they literally won. So you know what? For that reason alone, I'm going to say Brodito retains.
Wow. I'm going to be honest, guys. I did not expect to be the only one predicting FTR here. I thought it was going to be 3 for 3.
It's a strong pick, but I feel like Brodito walks out with the win. I feel like Cope and Christian could even cost FTR this match, to be honest with you.
Ooh. Now that would be an interesting take, actually.
Yeah.
I had not thought about that. But Numero One also agrees. He says Brodito will be retaining the AEW Tag Team Championships, leading to a fatal four-way tag ladder match at World's End, because AEW loves fatal four-ways in some kind of way. They love ladders too.
They do.
They really do.
But up next, guys, let's move on to talk about another four-way, because you're right, they do love four-ways. And
They
this
love
is
them.
the four-way tag match. Talk about stipulations I don't like. I think this match absolutely sucks, right? Because it's the semi-finalist in the women's tag team tournament. But the winner gets to choose the stipulation for their match in the semi-finals. Firstly, why does the semi-finals have a stipulation and the rest of the tournament hasn't? I don't like that to begin with. But if you're going to do it, I think this should be a 8-woman tag match where you have 2 of the teams on one side and then 2 of the teams on the other. So then one team gets to choose, their stipulations for both of the matches. That would make a lot more sense than only one team for just one match getting to pick. It's all very, very bizarre to me. But I do think the team which is going to win here is going to be the Babes of Wrath. And the reason that I say that is I think they're going to lose the tournament, but I think the fans like them a lot, so they're going to give the fans a moment of them winning. But I can see a nod and an agreement there. What's your pick?
Nah, I was actually in full agreement, but in a fatal four-way, I can't pick the same team. So I'm gonna have to go with Tony and Mina Shirakawa, man. Like, they are the most fun. Aside from the Babes of Wrath, they're the most entertaining team in this whole match. So that's who I'm going with.
Fair enough. And honestly, for me, it was a toss-up between the two, because I do think, I really hope the Spooky Girls, as Shard calls them. I can't even remember their real name. Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Yeah.
I think they
Sisters
are
of
so
Sin.
incredible. Sisters of Sin. It's
Sisters
a hell of a
of
name
Sin,
as well.
Yeah.
But I think they were a hell of a tag team. In fact, I actually think, other than maybe Brodito, they're my favorite tag team in AEW. So I really, really hope they win the titles. I don't think they are. I think it's probably going to be Statlander and Marina Shafir and Megan Bain, which I understand, but I just really, really wish it was the Spooky Girls. But I do think one of the two babyfaces team have to be winning this. Fernando disagrees, though. He says Tony and Mina are going to be winning the whole thing. Numero One says Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa will win the fatal four-way tag match, which will lead to the chosen stipulation being an end-of-the-year tables match. Okay, all right. Weird stipulation.
I need Willow Nightingale to win something, though, man.
Yes.
I'm with you, bro.
Willow needs a title, man.
She's that good.
Mean,
I'm going to be honest at you. I don't want to see her win a tag title. I want to see her win the AEW Women's title, the main one, the big one.
Yeah,
and
he's AEW sweetheart.
Yeah, that is. Do you know what they could do? In the event, this is off topic, but I'll quickly say it. In the event Monet does beat Statlander, I'd be okay with that as long as Willow beats Monet. Because Monet beat Willow to win the TBS. If Willow beats Monet to win the main one, I think that would be huge.
That's why I picked Monet, actually, because I feel like it's going to happen at Revolution. I think 2026 will be the year of Willow Nightingale in AEW. I really believe that.
A big call, Des. But what is your prediction for this one, Des?
All right, you guys all went different routes. Now, I saw, I think with Fernando, or I think Numero. Yeah, Numero said Tony Storm and Mina are going to win. He has the right idea, but I think Marina and Megan Bain are going to win. Their stipulation is going to be some type of extreme match, and if Tony and Mina are going to get the win because Mina lost Blood and Guts. So I feel like it's going to be them splitting it apart with Tony and Mina winning it all. But for this specific match, Marina and Megan Bain are going to take the W.
A big call. All three of us going for a different name. So do you guys know what that's going to mean?
None of them are going to win.
Sisters of Sin are actually going to win. Yeah, Sisters of Sin and Avenue, betting odds favorites probably. But very quickly, I was going to do this off camera, but I've decided for content, in case I have some funny reaction, I'll do it on camera. I've never liked instant coffee, right? And I've got a new instant coffee to try. So I'll quickly try it on camera. Let's see.
right, what's the reaction? Good? Ooh, I think it's good.
It is not good.
It's not good?
Why did you do that to yourself?
I like I like espressos, instant coffees.
I like those actually. They're pretty
It
good.
sucks.
Same
like
face
it.
I'm going to be making when we talk about this next match.
That was a good transition point.
Oh, great transition. Without further ado, let's get into it. Because Darby Allin will be facing the man who, in my opinion, is going to be the new leader of the Death Riders, Pac. And this match, this and the tag match are the two which I think are quite hard to predict. But Ant, you are the Darby Allin guy. And when I mean Darby Allin guy, I mean the biggest Darby Allin hater on the face of the earth. What is your call for this one?
Sure am. And I know you want us to go like 30 seconds on these, but I need a little bit longer on this one because Darby Allin, when he's not doing crazy stuff, when he's not just out here trying to hurt himself, he can put on a good match. So I'm calling right now, Darby Allin versus Pac will be match of the night. Pac gets a big win, but Darby Allin reminds people that he can go in just a regular match where he's not jumping off of a scaffold or diving through glass. So that is my prediction on that.
Wow, a big call. I'm going... Actually, it's a massive call that you think is me match of the night.
I could see it. Very underrated match. I feel like this is like the sneaky show stealer, in my opinion.
My thinking is this. They've got to get to a place where later in the night, or whether it's next Wednesday on Dynamite, Pac and the Death Riders turn on Jon Moxley. So, bit of a spoiler for my next couple of picks, but I mean, I do predict Moxley's going to lose later on. So, my prediction here is I'm unsure if you can have Pac lose here, but still justify him turning. But what if Pac blames his loss on Moxley and him not having the Death Riders in order? Because equally, I don't think you can do this entire program where you built up to Darby Allin beating Moxley to then have Darby lose. So I'm going to predict Darby Allin, and that's my thinking, but I think it's a really tough one to call. Des, what's your pick?
I'm going to go Pac here because I feel like the story they're telling right now is if we believe Pac is going to be the leader, if Moxley can't beat Darby and Pac beats Darby clean, it's like saying we don't need Moxley. He's just holding us back. The guy keeps tapping out. The guy keeps quitting. Let me be the leader and let's take out the trash because they did it to Bryan Danielson, right? They felt like he was holding them back, so they cut him out. So I feel like it's going to be the same thing.
A big call from both of you. They're both going for Pac, and I completely get it too, because again, if he is going to be the leader, he's going to need something over Moxley, but at the same time, I mean, it's dreadful booking, to put it bluntly, if Darby loses this. Because you kind of built Darby, and then as soon as he's won his big match, have him lose. He now needs to be put in a position where he's going after championships. So for that reason, I can't see it, but it is very difficult. Says you also, for a second, have to think about Gabe Kidd. That was a big factor in War Games a couple of weeks ago. The issue is he is still a New Japan star, right? This is not a dual... I love him as well, but he's a New Japan star. He's not on a dual contract. He is a New Japan star. And I do think that AEW are doing everything they can to try and acquire him at the end of his contract. But I think it's going to be quite difficult. DCX Warlord says Ben needs that Motor City machine gun.
Yeah,
Prince knockoff.
Hey Ben, you said War Games when you were talking about blood and guts. So
Actually, you said War Games. I just didn't correct it. I was being polite. I wasn't. I completely overlooked that. I didn't even notice it. But Fernando says that Darby wins in a close match, and Numero One agrees with Ant U's call that this match could steal the show, could be match of the night. Honestly, if it does, I would be thrilled about it. But up next, we got the Casino Gauntlet match. Because I'm actually going to go back on my word again now. I firstly said the tag title match was the hardest to call. Then I said the last match was the hardest to call. But this is right up there too, right? It's those three matches which are hard to call. Because literally anybody could win this match. But Des, I'm going to go to you at the gate. Who is your call?
I don't even know, to be honest, because I was thinking about it when I first saw it. Like, besides Bobby and Ricochet and Shelton, I don't even know who else is going to be in this match. And I think that's what makes it more fun, because it could be anybody.
yeah.
I feel like I want to say Ricochet because I feel like Ricochet has done such a great job in AEW, and I feel like this could potentially tease like some tension between the Hurt Syndicate. So I feel like I'm gonna go Ricochet here. This could be like a dart throw, but I'm gonna stick with Ricochet.
Wow, a big call to make. And you, I want to get yours.
Yeah, dude. First ever, AEW national championship. You got to put it on a national hero. You got to put it on the guy who served in the U.S. military. You got to put it on Bobby Lashley. That's who I'm going with.
Wow, okay, so
pick.
you're going for one of the two guys already announced. Definitely a safe prediction, but I think that would be huge. Now, I'm actually firstly going to start by saying, Des, I think you're right. I think it's Ricochet.
All right.
But you guys didn't predict when I went Baby the Wrath. You guys went different, so I'll go different than you, Des, just for the sake of it. Because, look, we know Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are both in this match.
Yeah.
But what if there's another Hurt Syndicate, or shall I say Hurt Business member in this match? Somebody who I believe is out of contract any minute. Maybe he isn't yet, in which case this actually... I'm actually going to quickly Google search it. But I'm thinking Cedric Alexander. Because at the end of the day, having him debut this way... is up next. Yes, Cedric Alexander is a free agent. So I'm going to predict Cedric Alexander.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Because you've got both of those guys already in this match. What if Cedric debuts, wins, then the Hurt Syndicate end up winning the tag team titles back in a few weeks as well, or something like that. And then bang, from there, you've got the Hurt Syndicate dripping in gold once again. But it does need to be somebody who is going to go to promotion. And I think Cedric Alexander would be more than happy to be that guy.
It's true. I didn't even think about that. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
I like DCX Warlord's take too. I mean, speaking of Hurt Syndicate,
MJF.
I don't see it because there's something else I see MJF doing.
Well, he can't cash in because we now know he has to give his 90
notice.
days notice before.
Exactly. Which I don't worry, I got the predictions ready.
There's a 90-day release clause on MJF's title shot, but But Fernando says that Cedric joining would be fire. He says that they can't see it happening because then they go after the Truest titles. It's probably right. I do think it's going to be Ricochet. I just didn't want to predict the same, to be honest. And D6 Warlord says he's still wrestling on TNA next week. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Can I change my prediction, guys? Am I allowed to change my prediction?
Yeah, you can audible.
I'll audible it. Okay, who can I go for on this roster? Fighting champions. Well, you know what? I'll go for the only other guy nobody's chosen. I'll go Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, there we are. We've gone for the three people who were announced, but in different orders. Maybe it might be Chris Jericho. Actually, that's not a bad shout. I can't see that happening.
See it.
Really, but who knows? Right. Anyway, up next, let's go to the next topic, and let's talk about Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Easiest match on the card to predict, Kyle O'Reilly. And you, what's your call?
So I'm going to go against you because Kyle O'Reilly has already tapped out Moxley twice. This is a singles match. This is a no-holds-barred match. This is right up Moxley's alley. There's going to be Kool-Aid spilled all over the ring. And I think Jon Moxley is going to show a violence and just an angst against Kyle O'Reilly that we haven't seen before. And he is going to take that man to the ends of the earth, drop him off, pick him back up, drop a hammer on him, hit him with a DDT, and tap him out. It's like Jon Moxley is going to destroy Kyle O'Reilly tomorrow night.
I think that is an absolute insane prediction, aren't you? You don't think that Moxley's going to lose and get kicked out here. They've done this entire losing storyline. He is going downward spiral. You think they're just going to end it?
I think he's going to beat Kyle O'Reilly handily, and they could still kick him out even after a win.
You are right there, to be fair, but I just can't see it happening. But we do have some breaking news, guys. Big breaking news alert. Where's the siren? Here.
I didn't know he had siren. Okay.
I don't know why suddenly the police... And that's not the right siren. This is the siren. There we
There
are.
we go.
The police haven't invaded the daily broadcast.
There we go.
Oh, it's not stopping. How do we stop it? There we are. But we do have some actual big breaking news, and it's
Okay.
not good news, unfortunately. Due to a shoulder injury, Sheamus is not medically cleared to continue competition in the Last Time Is Now tournament, and additional information will be provided on tonight's SmackDown. Big news there.
Oh man, that sucks, man. I mean, that throws away a lot of the pitches you guys had before with Sheamus.
I don't think he was winning to begin with.
Well, true, but there was a lot of interesting pitches though. I was hearing the theories were they were theorying.
This allows Trick Williams to step in.
Do you know what I was thinking, aren't you? Not that I don't think it's going to happen, but what this allows is for everybody to theorize Edge again for the next 4 days.
They'll be like, wait a minute, Edge's last match in WWE was Sheamus, which means John Cena's last match will be with Edge. Like, no.
Tony Khan said he hadn't contacted them. He has now. To Aunt U's point the other day, Roman Reigns shows up next week on Dynamite. But I do think Joe Hendry is probably the person to take a
Possible,
spot.
yeah.
And thank you, Fernando. We are the best place for
There you
breaking
go.
news. And numero one streams have been crushed
Sorry,
on
Numero.
live air, unfortunately. But, Des, I want to get your pick.
Yeah.
Moxley or Kyle O'Reilly?
Well, I had a whole thing I was gonna say where I was gonna say, Aunt, you're kidding me? You think that Moxley's gonna win? I'd say you're right, because I think John Moxley is gonna win. I was gonna say that, but then the breaking news happened. But yeah, I'm gonna go John Moxley winning here. I don't think
What?
the turn is gonna happen at Full Gear. In fact, I think it's gonna happen at World's End, because I feel like Moxley's world is gonna end at World's End. I feel like that's what they're planning towards.
I mean,
That's a
how much
college
longer?
to end
educated
it,
guess
guys.
right there.
Sorry, guys. How
But I
much
just don't see it.
longer? Why
Great,
won't I
but
need to
I
end
just
if
don't
I have
think
to
it'll
watch
happen at Full
another
Gear.
flipping 3 months of this rubbish?
No, I get
Every
it. I
time
totally
you say
understand.
that, it keeps going. Every time you
Literally,
think
it
it's
just
going
goes
to
and
end,
goes.
it's the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Anyway, main event time. Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe. I'm really looking forward to this match. Really am. Steel cage. It is going to be brutal and it is going to be fantastic. But I also think it is going to be predictable, because my prediction, and I believe I'm going to be correct on this one, is Hangman Adam Page. I can't see him losing it anytime soon, but at you, I can see you nodding your head there. Are you on the same page?
Yeah, man. Like every time I think Hangman Adam Page is going to lose the belt, he just Cody Rhodes his way to a victory. Like he just never gives up. Now, not a pun on Cena, but like I mean the buckshot lariat is a great move. I don't know how he's going to do it in the cage, but Samoa Joe is like one of the best people to work against. Samoa Joe has 5 great moves that you have to prepare for, but every time he hits it, it looks so good. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to, be hard hitting, lots of chops, lots of just going back and forth. But yeah, in the end, Hangman Adam Page is going to pull it out.
There we have it. We're on the same page, but will it be 3-4-3 to end this show? Des, I want to get your take.
Samoa Joe, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I love the guy, but I don't think he's going to win. I'm taking Cowboy Expletive Hangman Adam Page winning the AEW World Championship, defending it, I mean. And now here's my last pitch of the night. My boldest one yet. I already saw some of the comments, and we have the same wavelength. MJF's going to come back. He's going to attack Hangman Adam Page. A week notice, he says, at World's End, your world ends. I'm taking your championship, because last year, MJF lost the AEW World Championship, the Triple B to Samoa Joe. This year, he takes it back.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I saw the comment, and I was like, me and Sage, we were on the same wavelength. I'm like, there it is. I had that prediction in my head ever since All In. I'm like, that's what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
I could see it happening, and again, he only needs to do it 7 days in advance, but there's nothing stopping him doing it a month in advance. So it is completely possible, and I would be there for it. MJF is somebody who I do think, when he's not on AEW TV, is dearly missed. He is, one of, him and Hangman are my two favorites in AEW. I believe they are really, we talk about the four pillars. I actually think there's two pillars in the Hangman and MJF. I really do think that. They're the two homegrown stars. On the men's side of things, at least, I think you can say Tony Storm then is holding up the other side or whatever. Maybe it's a three-pillar situation here.
Right.
But of course, 2 years ago, 2023, World's End, MJF did lose the championship there. So that would be very, very interesting indeed. And we're all on the same page. So the Hangman Page will retain. The question is, MJF always said, Des, that he was going to come back with a new attitude and a new perspective. What do you think that's actually going to mean?
I don't think it's going to mean anything, honestly. I feel like he's just going to be I feel like he's just going to be more aggressive. Like, he's going to take the championship. All he wants is that championship, man. And I feel like he's going to get the Triple B. Because I feel like, as much as I love Hangman Adam Page, he is the main character. I think MJF is a perfect candidate to head into 2026 with the title.
I feel like Hangman Adam Page has had a decent run as champion, but he is sorely missing Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. I think those were matches that could have put Hangman, in that upper tier, but he just hasn't been able to have them because your two best stars are off TV.
And he's done fine too. I feel like Fletcher was a great match. Like, I feel like this second run with Hangman is a lot better than the first one, but
easily. That bar was low.
True.
Promo was about workers' rights and just not defending the title. Even he was at the time doing interviews saying, I think this title reign sucks. That's bad when your champion's doing that.
Right.
But DCX Warlord has the most heartbreaking comment here I've ever seen. He says that MJF is going to get rid of the scarf. That cannot happen. That cannot happen, DCX. No. It cannot happen. That's like Rey Mysterio losing the mask, right?
It's eventually, like Superman with no cape.
Exactly. Eventually, we're going to need to see a Scarf versus hair match or something or Scarf versus mask match with MJF in. That should have been how the Mystico feud ended. But we can't see it like this. But I don't know. Shay says that one thing they believe is that Swerve Strickland is going to return and help Mark Briscoe. Remember, he has history with the Don Callis family.
Early next year, I think, is what they were saying, right? Or was it? No, TK said that, right? I think he did.
I think he said they're hoping sometime, next year he'll come back there. Numero 1 says, or worse, MJF could shave off his hair. He'd lose all his roles immediately, overnight.
Yeah, especially he goes to Turkey for it, so I feel like he wouldn't do that.
Did he actually get a heart transplant?
I think he did, right? Didn't he say? Like, I'm not even trying to make it up. Like, I feel like he did go for that.
Oh, wow.
Fact check this.
Man, I'm not nothing wrong with that, bro. I'd do the same thing too. Like, if not, then the person that told me that, I blame them because that's they told me. But I believe so.
This will be the last time you guys ever hear me say anything nice about Darby Allin, though. So I hope you guys clip that. I hope you saved it to your desktops so you guys can listen to it because the
I
less
found
talented
out
Spike Dudley is not getting it done.
I found out, by the way, who told Des this. I've just found out. Kyle Fletcher, the wrong Kyle I said. Too many Kyles in AEW. Kyle Fletcher said it. MJF said this not true, and it was just a line in a promo. But who knows? Maybe it is true. Maybe it is. It would be very MJF-like to deny it, right? But maybe DCX says, or maybe he returns with a beard and Wardlow.
Please, no.
Oh, well.
I like Wardlow, but we've done this so many times. We can't keep doing this.
Dudes have more returns than matches in AEW.
I know.
I was going to show up to the show today wearing a poncho just because I saw the Hangman Adam Page promo from the other night, and I thought that would have been hilarious.
That'd be great.
That would have been awesome, but this does, guys. Oh, actually, before we go, Keith Lee, Casino Gauntlet. Hang on a second. D6 is cooking up a feast out of nowhere. Yes, please.
That'd be cool.
Man.
It'd be such a great moment, too, because
the guy probably never glory.
Even
Roman Reigns shows up in the Casino Gauntlet.
No, not Roman.
That's when we know that Edge is replacing Sheamus.
Yeah. The biggest flop in wrestling history right there.
Do you know what I think they do, actually? I think AJ Styles is the name Tony would ask for. If
I
they were to
agree.
do a trade, but I don't think it's happening in a million years.
Nah.
But that does, guys, bring us to the end of the show. Thank you so much to Des. Thank you so much to Adu. And thank you so much to everybody in the comments throughout. We really appreciate you guys spending your Friday with us. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to talk a little bit of Friday Night SmackDown. Plus, on Sunday, we will be talking Full Gear. Plus, on Monday, the Wrestling Republic podcast, and a lot more content here at Wrestling Republic. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. My voice really cannot take that today.